Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Benny. Good morning. I'd like to welcome you this morning to our Beatles service. We're having exclusive Beatles music today. My name is Reverend Matthew Brecht. I wanted to start by thanking Reverend Francis for helping and getting this music all set up for us this morning. And we're actually doing the service from February 14th this morning, which is great because we were snowed in on the 14th. One of the things I love about the snow here in the Seattle area is that it comes and then it's gone really quick. So today we get to experience that. We have a great service for you this morning, filled with awesome music and a great message and a visioning, which is wonderful. So I invite you to relax, settle in, and just enjoy this experience. I'd like to introduce the rest of our musicians. Of course, we have Benny Yangco. He just did Let It Be. We have Peter Kirkland with us this morning. Thank you, Peter. We have Terry O'Hara and Dain Norman. So several good, talented musicians for us this morning. And so let's move right into our intro song, Come Together.
Shoot me. Here come old flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He's got a juju eyeballs, he's one holy roller. He's got hair down to his knees. Got to be a joker, he can do what he please. Oh. He wear no shoe shine, he's got toe jam football, he's got monkey fingers, he shoot Coca-Cola. He said, I know you, and you know me. One thing I can tell you that I got to be free. Come together right now, hey, over me. Over me. He's got walrus gumboot, he's got no sideburns, he's one spinal cracker, he's got feet down below his knees. He holds you in his arms so you can feel his disease. Come together, hey, right now, over me, yeah. Over me, yeah. Come together, yeah. Come together, yeah. Come together, yeah. Come together.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you. And now we have our opening prayer with our practitioner, Mario Lorenz.
Thank you, Reverend Matthew. Well, good morning, everyone. Come together. That was incredible. I haven't done this in a while, so I'm going to enjoy this. coming together. Let's look at that concept for just a moment. And let's look up today, because we've been studying in a couple of classes we've been taking about the concept of looking up. You can close your eyes if you want to, but go ahead and just take a look up at a 45-degree angle. So I speak my word now for the presence right here. I know that God is here, and the presence of love is right here with us right now. There is no place to go and nothing for us to do, nothing for us to believe in or to go to. We just have to be present. So I speak my word for Reverend Frances. She's not here, but I speak my word for her thoughts because I know she's with us. And then I also speak my word for Reverend Matthew, who is here today. The guiding light that comes to us, through us, as us, in all ways. I know that this service is a particularly incredible service. We go back and we visit our past with the Beatles, and we know that they are with us right now, and we are together in that thought and that song. There is no place to go, like I said. There's nothing to do, just to be, and to be present right here, right now. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Mario. What a great day. You know, I was driving down from Seattle this morning on I-5, and the mountain was out right in front of me, and the sun was coming up, and there was a mixture of clouds and sun, and everything was illuminated. And as I was driving down I-5, you know, the trees are changing already. The buds are starting to open. The color of the limbs is changing. There's just this amazing transformation taking place right before our eyes. And so one of the things I wanted to notice today was that, and I wanted to share it with you because that is an example of what we're talking about today. Today's theme is divine love, and it's vibrating with vision and vitality. And what I want to go over today is that when we let divine love, it's the presence that is everywhere present. It fills this room. It fills each and every one of us. When we allow that to pour into our life, guess what? We move into alignment with the entire universe. And so my question for you this morning is, what is divine love? What is it? And we're going to get a chance to work with that a little bit later and do a visioning around it. But Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind said that divine love is the self-givingness of the Spirit through the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation. Love is a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. Wow, just think about that a minute. It's a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. You know, divine love is actually the foundation of the entire universe. It's built on love. The universe loves us so much that it responds to us instantaneously. It responds to our every whim, our every thought. It loves us so much that it even gives us the gift of personal responsibility to manage our thoughts and our beliefs so that we can invite the best into our life. It's as if there's a tap that's never turned off. The universe just flows with it. And, you know, there's so many examples that I'm going to go over, but one of the things I wanted to talk about was I took a class in ministerial school. It was about the metaphysical meaning of the Bible, and it just really opened my eyes and opened my world and actually gave me a chance to heal a lot of my challenges that I had with the Bible from my upbringing. I was able to see it for the beautiful and amazing book that it really is and begin to see between the lines and really pick the message out of it. And one of the things that Thomas Troward said, he talked about a divine givingness. And, you know, it's this, like I said a moment ago, it's this tap. It's an open tap that is never turned off. It's always there waiting for us. And it gives us whatever we want. And so that's why it's so important to mind our thoughts, our beliefs, and to be able to move back into alignment at any given moment. That's another one of the beautiful things that Ernest talked about, Ernest Holmes. He said that at any given moment, we can change our trajectory. Maybe we've been thinking really negative thoughts. Maybe we've been drawing some struggle and strife into our lives. Maybe our soul feels heavy. Our heart feels burdened. But in any given moment, we can decide to shift that. And that tiny little shift moves us back into alignment with the flow of divine love. And I want to also let you know that divine love is this encompassing love that holds all other forms of love. It holds romantic love. It holds the love between friends. It holds the love between your walks in nature. It is incredible because it is unlimited. It knows no bounds. So I just want you to think about that for a minute, and I invite you to take that in. And Charles Fillmore wrote, "The love of the divine for its creation, the love of God for his children is beyond description, a love so tender and so deep that it cannot be mentioned in the same breath with ordinary love, as known by the world. The great love of being, is deeper and wider than the thoughts and the words of humanity. Have compassed since the beginning of language." So we are really talking about a love that in our human comprehension is something it's beyond our human comprehension. It's the entire foundation of the universe. So today it's about recognizing that and once again connecting with it, and through the visioning that we're going to do, allowing it to pour in. And so our premise is that if we bring love, divine love, which is the highest vibration of love, energy, to our visions, our hopes, our dreams, they will be filled with vitality. Do you want to live a life of vitality? Do you want to return to the nature of your being, which is vital, which is full of vitality, which is full of passion, which is free from struggle and strife, and when things come up here on the human plane, that you're able to move through them with grace and with a sense of groundedness? Let's do that today. Do I have a buy-in? Sure. Do I have a buy-in from everybody online to take this journey? Great. And my talk is actually kind of short this morning. I have so much information I wanted to share, but I needed to dial it down a little bit so we have time for the visioning. And so let me see what I can get through here. I want to pick out the best parts to share with you. The meaning of vitality, according to Webster: the power or ability of something to be successful, the capacity to live and develop, the power to endure. Think about this for a moment. The divine love that created the universe, that builds mountains, that shifts continents, that moves the tides, that builds stars, that builds galaxies, the very same formless substance that brings form to everything before us, that brings form to your very human body, has the power to endure. How many billions of years has that love been present? How many things has it moved into creation and evolution? Just think for a minute. Wow. You have that in you. It's at the very core of your being. It's at the core of the very fragment, the dust that makes up your human body. It's your soul. Do you want to be reconnected this morning? I know we already are connected, but do you want to recognize that again and take this day, what you learn here today, and put it into practice in your life immediately? Just as spring is showing itself, life is always ready to show itself in an uninhibited and beautiful way. And since, we all begin right where we're at, so I want to speak to that for a moment and let you know that whatever has happened up to this moment, most likely it's a mixture of beautiful things. It's a mixture of things that have happened in the human condition. Since we generally have one foot in the human realm and one in the spiritual realm. Sometimes that's really hard to balance. But whatever has brought you to this moment this morning, we begin where we're at. And we let go of old thoughts and beliefs, old precedents, and we open our eyes to that divine love, that beautiful tap, which is just pouring itself out all the time. And the way to proceed is to begin right where we're at. It is not scientific to attempt to begin somewhere else. One of the things I love about our philosophy is we recognize the connection between science and spirituality, and we honor that. Because we recognize that those two things support each other. They're not against each other, but they are needed together. And so that's so cool that, it's not scientific to try to begin somewhere else, but in this very moment. And no one ever started at the top. Let us be happy to begin right here, right now, and grow from this moment forward. And also appreciate everything that brought us to this moment. Because what I know is everything in your life, every struggle, every loss, every piece of joy, every connection, every time you have met the eyes of another, has all built into your journey, which has brought you to this moment right here, right now. And I want to recognize something that I notice is that the younger generations they seem to recognize this. There's been a shift. They recognize that there's another force operating behind everything that we see. Behind confusion, behind the political challenges, behind our environmental challenges, behind the social justice challenges. They seem to be in tune with this greater force. That's what they are bringing to the table. And that's why I'm very hopeful for the future. Because they're showing up as that and they're bringing that. And I think it's so important that we honor that and we appreciate them. Because just by them being here, they're bringing us a multitude of gifts. So that's another point I wanted to make this morning is that can we all work on appreciating the younger people, the generations, our children, our children's children? Can we really recognize the beauty that they bring, their souls, their awakening enlightenment? I think they're really the key to leading us out of some of the stuff that we're working our way out of. And so this morning I just wanted to put a word out for that and recognize them and welcome them to continue expressing their soul's beauty. And I want to read something from Rumi now that really kind of touches on that point. Rumi was a mystic and he wrote, "You were born with potential. You were born with goodness and trust. You were born with ideals and dreams. You were born with wings. You are not meant for crawling, so don't. You have wings." And that divine love that pours through the entire universe that is so miraculous and amazing that I can never put words to it. It's just beyond words. Those are the wings that pick us up and carry us through this experience called life. Those are the wings that take us from this journey on this human plane to wherever it is we go next. Those are the wings that carry our soul and bring it into this human form while we're here. Those are the wings that pick us up when we're suffering, when we're down, when we're heavy. And so let's just recognize that. And I want to speak to some of the people that really showed us that love here on this human plane. Of course, we have Martin Luther King Jr. What he did was operate on the premise of divine love. Because divine love recognizes truth. It speaks truth and it honors truth. And his work was based on that because he believed that all of humanity deserved to be loved and recognized and honored and appreciated. That was his work. And so sometimes divine love comes across in ways that might seem disruptive. That's how it works, because it's always drawing us back to alignment, the alignment of the truth. Another person, another example would be Gandhi. Wow. He went to prison for expressing divine love. He was an anchor for divine love. Him and Martin Luther King Jr., they imbued it. They expressed it. They were the conduits. Gandhi was another. And if you pay attention to the Dalai Lama, look how he lives his life. Look at the expression that he is. These are the teachers, the guiders. Jesus was one of them. He came to show us. All of these amazing souls came to show us that here and now we can live in the flow of divine love. It wants to be there for us. And personally, I want to express something that just, I think about her every day, my great-grandmother. She was one of those people, and she's part of the reason I'm here today. She's part of the reason I'm standing here. When I was very young, she helped to raise me. She was so humble. Her soul was absolutely beautiful. And she's the one who actually introduced me to the concepts of science of mind without realizing it. We went on long walks. She pointed out the flower, the bird. There was a presence about her. I remember her holding me on her lap and reading me stories for hours. We'd have a fire in the fireplace and she would just hold me there and read to me. She would look into my eyes and recognize who I was. That opened me up to this incredible journey, which brought me to the science of mind philosophy. When I walked in the door here, I was just blown away because I found something that speaks to my soul. It speaks to what my grandmother inspired in me. I swear I think about her every day. She touched my life and she allowed me to recognize what all of us have. That essence, that flame, that part of us which can never be destroyed, can never be extinguished because it is connected to the all-powerful force that created the entire universe, divine love. And so we have examples all around us. This morning, my awe of Mount Rainier and the trees and the sun coming up. And I live above downtown Seattle, and I get to watch the sun shine on the towers, on the skyscrapers. And those are a human form, right? But there's a beauty in it because the sun permeates everything. It shines off of those glass towers and illuminates everything around me. And I got to look this morning at the Olympic Mountains. And it's just so beautiful right now because they're snow-capped. And then there's the bay and the sun coming up, hitting the towers, hitting the top of the mountains, which creates this incredible depth of illumination. It's just, something that it's hard to put words to when you really stop for a moment and just be present. And, we can do that at any given time. And so in a minute here, I know I could keep talking. Gosh, time flies. I want to take us into our visioning, which, I really invite you to allow yourself to experience the visioning this morning. This is an incredible tool which puts things in force that we want in our lives. And it does it in such a way that it shatters through any boundaries. It's not based in any limitation. It allows us to really get to a higher vibrational plane, which moves through all of our human thoughts, our ego thoughts that want to hold us back, that come up with all kinds of reasons why we can't do something, right? So are you open to that this morning? Are you open to shifting out of the human pattern into the frequency that surrounds us at all times and that is there waiting to deliver us from the human condition? And are you willing to bring those qualities back here and begin putting them into practice this week in your life? I'm seeing some heads shaking. Okay, great. One more thing I want to say before we go into visioning. It really is about breaking the bonds of apparent necessity and see life as one continuous expression of the infinite self. Just as we live in an infinite universe and divine love is infinite, we are also infinite. We're not separate in any way. We're breathing it, we're living in it, we're moving in it. We're having every aspect of who we are in it. And the first thing to remember is that how we accomplish what comes up in our visioning is none of our business. Because divine love, God, the thing itself, the very force, the divine mind, knows exactly what to do, and all we have to do is let it. So this week I want to offer you another thing to do. Will you allow that to pour in this week? Will you get out of the way? Okay, you ready to do some visioning? All right, let's settle in. Wherever you're seated, at home you might be seated in a comfortable chair. Wherever you are, find a position that feels comfortable. But yet, I want you to sit upright so that you can fill your lungs. And what I'd like to invite you to do is just close your outer eyes with me. And let's turn to our breath. Because you know what? The breath is an instantaneous way to move into alignment. Because I know the breath that we take is the breath that the entire universe is taking. And as we focus on our breath, let's settle into this moment right here, right now. Let's allow everything that doesn't belong in this moment to just simply fade away, to move to the side. Let's let that go for right now. And let's ask the question, divine, God, source, one mind, one presence, divine love. What is your highest vision for me right here and right now? And I want to invite you to just be with that. Just sit with it. Allow that to come through. It's about allowing. Just be with it and notice what shows up. And it's highly likely that what needs to show up will show up right away. And when that shows up, just hold it for a moment. Give it time and space to express itself. Just breathing into it, being present with it. What is God's highest vision right here and right now? And it's highly likely that we've each gotten something by now. And if you haven't, that's completely okay. There's no right or wrong way to experience this. And I'd like to move right into the second question. I'm noticing the time. The second question is, what must I embrace? What must I embrace to bring this vision, this highest vision, into fruition in my life, in my being, in my day, in this moment, right here, right now? What must I embrace? And again, just be receptive. Be open. Let it come. What must I embrace? And I'd like to invite you to let go of any fear that might come up. Anything that might come up to try to get in the way. Just let it move through. Let the divine speak to you with clarity, with love, with that divine love that just continues to pour in. What must I embrace? Notice what comes up. And then let's move on to the third question. This is an important one because this is about moving back into alignment and just shifting that tiny little bit. So here's the third question I want you to ask with me this morning. What must I release? What must I release to bring this highest vision into fruition? Just let the answer come. Let it be there. Give it time, give it the space to express. Breathe into it. And it's pretty likely that most of you have gotten something right away. And again, if you haven't, that's okay too, because it'll show up when it's ready to. What must I release? And then this last question is really an important one because it seals up the visioning process. It seals it up, and it's a way to release it and allow it to begin working for you. So the last question is there anything else I need to know right now? Is there anything else that the divine wants to share with me right now? And just let it in. Let it flow. And let's just hold our hands out like this. And just hold this entire experience, this visioning this morning. Just let it represent itself in our hands. Let the vibrational frequency of it be present. And let's thank it. Let's be in gratitude. And I want to honor you and congratulate you because what you've just done with me is move into alignment with that divine love. You're there. You're in that flow. And so this week I want to invite you to allow that to continue expressing itself. Take this vision this morning. Think on it. Feel on it. Live it. Breathe it. And allow yourself to be open to all of the divine love that is here now, that is around you, that's in the environment, that's in the eyes of the other that you touch and you meet, that's in the eyes of the stranger, that's in the person in the car next to you, that's in the dog walking in the park. Look yourself in the mirror and notice that divine love in you. Look into your own eyes and just let it express itself. Because that leads to healing and freedom. Healing and freedom leads us to a place where we can begin to see others through those eyes of divine love, where we can be an agent of change in the world. We each have the power to make change and make a difference. And so with that, I want to thank you for doing this experience with me, and I want to move into our next set of music. And just let that music speak to you, and let's just seal this up and let it in this morning, okay? And we're going to do Revolution. Oh, you know what? We are doing that. I think I had a little bit of a schedule mix-up, and I'm sorry about that. Hey, right? We just go with it. So here comes the sun to bring that vision into its expression, okay? Then Strawberry Fields. Then Revolution. And then Imagine. So let's enjoy this music.
Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since we've been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right. Little darling, I see the smiles are on your faces. Little darling, it seems like years since we've been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Little darling, I feel the ice is slowly melting. Darling, I see it's been years since we've been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right. It's all right. It's all right, I say the sun, here it comes.
Thank you, Peter. So since I've gone ahead and changed our schedule this morning, I think, do we need to go right into Revolution? Is it time to do that? Does that work for you guys? Let's. Oh, wait a minute. Strawberry Fields. And then, you know what? Second service isn't recorded, but first is, and I actually wish it was the other way around. But this way you get to see the organic nature of things, right? So Strawberry Fields Forever, here we go. And, you know, this is Dain Norman. Very talented.
Hey guys.
He's actually starting to get, I think, record deals and things are showing up for you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Got some stuff going
So let's
on.
enjoy this.
Thank you. Also, Strawberry Fields, we're doing that one first. Okay. I gotta write the lyrics right here because this song has a lot of lyrics, and I didn't want to mess this one up. Here we go. Here, I'm gonna- Let me take you down, 'cause we're going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. Living is easy with eyes closed. Misunderstanding I see. It's getting hard to be someone who all works out. Doesn't matter much to me. Let me take you down, 'cause we're going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. No one I think is in my tree. I mean, it must be hollow. That is, you can't, tune in, it's alright. That is, I think it's not too bad. Let me take you down, 'cause we're going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. Always know, sometimes think it's me, but I know when it's a dream. I think I know, oh yes, it's all wrong. That is, I think I disagree. Let me take you down, 'cause we're going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. Strawberry fields forever. Strawberry fields forever. Thank you, guys.
Here. Are you guys okay with doing Revolution right now? Does that work for you, or do you want a minute?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Since I've already done my message, and it was between those two songs, and then we'll move into our offertory.
Okay.
Great. Enjoy.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. Glad to be here today. This is really cool, being able to get on stage and do this service. It's a really good message. The song Revolution, I feel like, is kind of relevant right now, too. Say you want a revolution, well, we all want to change the world. You tell me it's evolution, well, we all want to change the world. But when you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can count me out? But you know it's gonna be, oh yeah, don't you know it's gonna be alright, don't you know it's gonna be alright. You tell me this is just an illusion, well, we all love to see the blame. Shoo-ba-doo-ba-boo, shoo-ba-doo-ba. You ask me for a contribution, well, we all do what we can. But you want money for people that might say, hey, I can tell you it's better, you have to wait. But you know it's gonna be Oh yeah, don't you know it's gonna be alright? Don't you know it's gonna be alright? Constitution, well, you know, we all want to change your head. You tell me it's the institution, well, you know, you better free your mind instead. If you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't gonna make with anyone anyhow. You know it's gonna be. Oh yeah, don't you know it's gonna be? Oh yeah, don't you know it's gonna be? Oh yeah. Whoa.
Thank you. Wow, you know, that's fitting for today and for everything we're moving through on a collective, isn't it? It's amazing. They spoke to this back in the 1960s, and here we are. So it's time for our offertory, and you'll notice up on the screen the words we speak. There they are. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And so it is. And our music by Benny is All You Need Is Love. Thank you. And now Mario is going to come up and do our healing prayer. This is an opportunity for you to bring something into your consciousness that you want change and transformation in, and just be with it. Thank you, Mario.
Yeah, good. Take a breath. Take a hold of your life. Take a hold of everything. And then let it go. Let us know right here and right now that there is only one God, one source, one omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent understanding of consciousness. We call it God, we call it spirit, we call it life, we call it love. Like the song says, all you really need is love. So I speak my word for any appearance of a condition, or any thought of that there might be a condition, or that there is a sickness or a time to heal. If you are going through something like that, whether it's financial, physical, mental, emotional, or whatever it might be, let us know that there is a time for all things and a time for letting go. And I speak my word for that understanding of letting go and letting God. That consciousness that is always with us, that is with us ever presently, right now, later, when we wake and when we go to sleep. And so I speak my word for that letting go and that understanding and that concept of understanding, and allowing the light and the life and the love of that presence into your heart and into your soul. And I know that everything is all good right now. And so it is.
A couple of quick announcements, and then we're going to do our closing song. I'd like to invite you to go to our website, csltacoma.org. You're going to see an offering of rich classes that are coming up. There's a new meditation series that's going to be starting in April on Wednesday evenings. 6 weeks at $75 for the entire 6 weeks. It's an hour on Wednesdays. You'll be able to see that. We have a visioning class, and then several other things on there that are offered. So I just want to invite you to expand on this consciousness and give yourself the gifts of these classes and see what we have coming up. csltacoma.org. You'll also find our contact information and practitioners if you need some prayer work or anything. And I want to move into our closing song, which is one of my all-time favorite songs. And I invite you to just take this experience today and let it begin to resonate with you through this beautiful song. And do we all remember what we're going to do this week? Enjoy it. And thank you for being here today. It was an honor, and I appreciate all of you.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. There's no hell below us, only blue skies. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one.
And to Mario, and just have a beautiful week. Thank you again for being here.